Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Matthew here, your local bro. We're back at it again with the 10 greatest dynasties in the entire NFL history. So, get this. I'm just in the grocery store, buying some milk, some bread, cheese, whatever. And just midway my grocery shopping, I just realized that it has been 4 days. 4 days, since I dropped the video for you guys. So I just dropped my bread, my milk. I run straight home, smash the record button. Here we are, guys, recording this video for you. So you guys better drop one like down below because your local bro has no food. So at least you can give him a like, right? Yeah, without further ado, guys, let's dive right into the video.
Winning in the NFL is incredibly hard. It takes a blend of elite players, superb coaching, and quite a bit of luck to win one Super Bowl. So when one team can win multiple in a short period of time, those teams become legends. Stories handed down by generations for decades to come. These teams are so few and far between, we call them dynasties. Today, we take a look at the top 10 dynasties in NFL history.
Let's go!
The Washington Redskins, 1982 to 1992.
Wow.
Under legendary coach Joe Gibbs, the Redskins had a decade-long run of success. Utilizing a unique offense, players became plug-and-play on their way to 3 Super Bowl championships and 4 Super Bowl appearances. A true testament to coaching and team building. The Redskins had different Super Bowl MVPs in all 3 championships. Some of the NFL's most iconic teams come from the Redskins dynasty. The Wiggins run. 1983 Washington team was a Super Bowl champ with 26 free agents, completely unheard of at the time. Doug Williams
26?
became the first
Whoa.
with 26 free agents.
How did they have 26 free agents?
Completely unheard of at the time.
What?
Doug Williams became the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl with the Redskins in 1988.
My
the
man.
Hawks ran wild on the Buffalo Bills in 1991 after being mocked by a Buffalo assistant coach in an obscure interview that Joe Gibbs got his hands on for a pre-game motivational speech. While they may have been unable to return to the glory of the mid-80s Redskins since Joe Gibbs left, the mark they left on the NFL will forever be remembered. Chicago Bears.
Bro, I had absolutely no clue that the Redskins used to be very good. That's what I love about this video, learn something new every day.
1940 to 1946.
Okay.
The NFL looked vastly different in the 40s, but not many teams ran roughshod on the era like George.
Bro, did you just kick him in the chest?
Hallis's Bears did. With the championship near their grasp every season in the 1930s, the Chicago Bears never broke through the glass ceiling. However, they did in 1940, accomplishing a feat that is still yet to be repeated. After losing a regular season game to the Washington Redskins.
Bro, just look at these heads. Heads. Damn, bro, they look like watermelons, honestly.
7-3.
They could be watermelons since it's black and white.
Them in the championship game with the most lopsided score in history. 73-0.
What? 73-0, bro. We gotta take this back.
Championship game with the most lopsided score in history. 73-0.
Wow.
The officials had to ask the Bears not to kick any more extra points as they ran out of footballs flying through the uprights and into the crowd. Led by the legendary Bronco Nagurski and the Hall of Fame running back George McAfee, they repeated as champs in 1941. Players leaving to enlist in World War II put the Bears dynasty on pause. They lost the championship in 40.
Big respect to athletes going out in war. Big respect. All people doing that, bro. Big respect. Serving our country.
Returned to win in 1943. After World War II ended, the players on the original championship team came back for one last dance in 1946, winning their 4th championship in 7 years. The 1940s Bears were one of the most original football dynasties. The Oakland LA Raiders, 1974 to 1985. Remembered more now for a video game with his name on it. John Madden holds the record for winning percentages among coaches, 76%. In the early years of the
76% win rate. Do you guys understand just how completely insane that is? That is 3 out of 4 games. 3 out of 4 games. Do you have any clue how good that is? Doesn't matter what sport it is. If it's football, European football, as you guys call it, soccer, basketball, bro. 3 out of 4 games. That's pretty damn impressive.
Merger, Oakland, and then Los Angeles was the standard for success. Even before they began winning Super Bowls, they completed in the playoffs nearly every year in the 70s. In his last year with the Raiders, Madden led them to a 1976 Super Bowl championship.
What a legend.
The LA Raiders Raiders were a breeding ground for star power. Hall of Famers Ken Stabler, Fred Biletnikoff, Dave Casper, Ted Hendricks, Art Shell, Gene Upshaw, and Ray Guy head this extensive list. Tom Flores led this ultra-talented team to become the first wildcard team to win a Super Bowl. In their only Super Bowl in Los Angeles, the Raiders upset the defending world champion, Washington Redskins, who were also on this list. With 3 championships spanning a decade, Al Davis's black and white colors became synonymous with just win, baby. Cleveland Browns, 1946 to 1965.
Bro, that's 20 years almost.
Though the past 50 years have been rough for Cleveland, before the NFL merger, the Browns were always at the pinnacle of the league. Named after their head coach, Paul Brown, the Browns dominated the AAFC with 4 straight championships. At first, they were thought of as winning in an inferior league. However, in their debut season in the NFL, the Browns won the 1950 NFL championship, led by a quarterback ahead of his time, Otto Graham. They proceeded to make it to the NFL title game for 6 straight years. In fact, they played in the league championship every year during the first decade of their existence. That's a feat that will never be repeated.
That's insane.
Graham wasn't enough star power. The Browns dynasty produced debatably the greatest player in NFL history,
Wow.
Jim Brown. Brown won 3 MVPs, went to the Pro Bowl every year of his career, and retired the all-time rushing leader in yards and touchdowns.
Yeah, this guy was in the video we did last time with the fastest players, I think.
Near the end of his career, he led the Cleveland Browns to their last championship in 1964. Unfortunately, they've yet to appear in one since. Green Bay Packers, 1929
Do we have any Browns fans? Let me know in the comments.
to 1944.
Wow.
The Lambeau Leap would not exist. In fact, neither would Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, if not for Curly Lambeau. Coach Lambeau's Packers dominated the infancy of the NFL. In 1929, he led them to the first championship in team history. They went undefeated with the help of Johnny Blood McNally, a member of the inaugural Hall of Fame class. The 2 following seasons after, the Green Bay Packers successfully defended the title and then completed a three-peat in 1931. Green Bay is still the only franchise to have a three-peat, completing the feat twice. In one more dominant year in the 1932 season, Green Bay fell just short of a chance at the 4th consecutive title. It was not until 1935 when they drafted Don Hutson would they return to their championship ways. In the midst of revolutionizing the passing game, Hutson helped the Packers to 4 championship game appearances in the next decade. This included championship victories in 1936, 1939, and 1944. The triplets of Hudson, Hinkle, and Herbert became the NFL's first dominant group. 6 titles and a three-peat later.
Bro, I can understand how people can support this team. What an absolute beast franchise.
The 1930s Packers became one of the greatest dynasties ever. Dallas Cowboys, 1991
Here we go.
1996.
Only 5 years? Bro, the amount of hate you guys are giving this team, I thought Dynasty would have been like 30 years.
America's most beloved team and a dominant force in the 70s.
Most
the
hated
Cowboys
team.
had seen little success in the past decade. Enigma and flamboyant owner Jerry Jones bought the team in 1989 and immediately made himself the general manager as well. This move was widely criticized until about 5 years later. In probably the 3 greatest consecutive drafts ever, the Cowboys selected a Hall of Famer in the first round from 1988 to 1990, quickly turning their fortunes around. Jerry Jones proved doubters wrong. In the process, creating the first modern triplets in quarterback Trey Aikman, all-time running back Emmitt Smith, and the brash, dominating receiver Michael Irvin. While it's one of the shorter dynasties on the list, the 90s Cowboys are only one of the 2 teams in history to win 3 Super Bowls in 4 years.
Bro, that's impressive.
Just 2 years removed from a 1-win season, the triplets led them to a Super Bowl championship in 1992. They pulverized the Buffalo Bills 52-17.
Bro, that is just absurd. 52-17, bro. That's a new class for itself.
They defended their title in 1993, once again defeating the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl, while the Cowboys just fell short of a three-peat, losing in the NFC Championship game in 1994, then returning in 1995 with new coach Barry Switzer and a roster still filled with most of the players from their previous championships. They would defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Super Bowl 30, 27-17.
Tight
America's
game.
team was
Bro, that must have been a very good game considering like how good the Steelers were back then.
clearly the team of the 90s. Green Bay Packers, 1960 to 1967.
Okay.
The second Packers dynasty to be placed on the list. The inception of the Super Bowl was coupled with the dominance of the 1960s Green Bay Packers. Known as the Packers 11, a group of Hall of Fame greats were led by arguably the most famous coach ever, Vince Lombardi. In the middle of some of the most legendary moments in football, Bart Starr quarterbacked the Packers to the final NFL championship in 1965. In 1966, the AFL and NFL agreed to play a game between each league's respective champion to determine who the best in the world was. The first iteration of this game, originally called the AFL-NFL World Championship Game,
Bro, that's a long-ass title.
saw the Packers defeat the Kansas City Chiefs in Los Angeles 35-10 in what would later be retroactively named the Super Bowl. To get to the second Super Bowl, the Packers defeated the Dallas Cowboys in a game now called the Ice Bowl due to the near-frozen tundra and low temperatures that the game was played in. Green Bay then defeated the Oakland Raiders in Super Bowl II 33-14, becoming
They won 2 in a row?
only the second team to ever three-peat. Some of the most recognizable names from the 1960s Packers include Jim Taylor, Paul Hornung, Ray Nitschke, Bart Starr, and Jim Ringo. The first dynasty of the Super Bowl era. The 1960s Packers have been enshrined into history forever. San Francisco 49ers, 1981 and 1994.
Bro, that is 13 years.
Genius play caller and head coach Bill Walsh changed the offensive landscape in football with his West Coast offense. The pioneer for how today's
What is a West Coast offense?
game is played. It took a quarterback that perfectly suited the play style in Joe Montana to make it really click. Drafted during Bill Walsh's first draft in 1978, it wasn't until Montana led the then biggest comeback in history, 28 points, in 1980, that he cemented him as a starter. In the first season as the full-time starter, Montana, alongside an upstart group of receivers and defenders, propelled the 49ers to a 13-win season. Facing the Cowboys for a shot at the Super Bowl, Joe Cool brought the 49ers down on the field on a last-minute drive to win the game. Fading backwards, he lifted a ball high into the end zone for a play that would forever be known simply as the catch. Tight end Dwight Clark climbed to snag the ball, earning them a Super Bowl berth. They beat the Bengals to win their first Super Bowl. It would take a few years and emergence of the greatest receiver in NFL history, Jerry Rice, but the 49ers
Did the Bengals have like any stars back then?
would return for multiple championships. The 1984 Niners won 18 straight games, a then NFL record, on their way to a second Super Bowl victory. Despite a grueling quarterback controversy between Montana and the athletic Steve Young, the dominance of Jerry Rice helped Montana once he returned from injury-plagued seasons to reach the 1988 Super Bowl. Down by 3 with little time left, Joe Montana orchestrated a 92-yard game-winning drive that ended with a
92 yards. 92.
pass to Jerry Rice to win their third title in the 80s. Walsh retired, but the Niners
nasty.
won another Super Bowl in 1989. After a failed three-peat, the incumbent Steve Young became the starting QB. In one last shot, the Niners loaded up in free agency. Steve Young got him over the hump, winning a Super Bowl after dealing with the pressure of never winning the big game. Spanning multiple coaches and Hall of Fame quarterbacks, the Niners created the template for the #1 team on this list, New England Patriots. 2001 to 2009.
18 years! 18 years! Bro, what? Bro, that is like literally me throughout elementary school and high school and my freshman year in university, bro. Bro, I was in kindergarten when the dynasty began, and I was in my second year of university when the dynasty ended. Do you guys understand?
With parity at an all-time high in the free agent era, the Patriots' success in the last 20 years is unprecedented, to say the least. Before Tom Brady, only 2 teams had won 3 Super Bowl championships in 4 years. Led by the duo of Brady and Belichick, the Patriots have done it twice themselves, once in each decade. The working relationship of the two rocketed the Pats to 6 Super Bowls, surpassing the previous record of the second-ranked dynasty on this list, the San Francisco 49ers. But before the Patriots went on to win 11 straight division titles and play in
11 straight titles, bro. 11 straight divisions titles. If we put this into perspective, they started winning the first championship title when I was in year 1 in elementary school, and they won their last consecutive title when I was my freshman year. No, wait. No, it was my 10, 11. My second year of high school. Yeah, you understand that? Like, bro, every year throughout that time.
In 9 Super Bowls, the unknown 6th-round pick Tom Brady came in to replace an injured Drew Bledsoe mid-season in 2000.
That's
Against
insane.
all odds, Brady led the Patriots to a Super Bowl victory over the highly favored St. Louis Rams in 2001. This was just the beginning of a 20-year reign over the NFL.
Yeah.
Belichick and Brady have won more playoff games than 27 other teams have in their entire history. Following the first set of dynastic championships in 2001, 2003, and 2004, Patriots fans had to wait nearly a decade before Brady and Belichick could win them their 5th Super Bowl title. The Patriots had to overcome the greatest deficit in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, I gotta check this video out, guys. No, don't worry, I'm gonna do it.
28-3. After critical plays made by the Patriots' stingy defense, Brady led a drive to force overtime for the first time in Super Bowl history. He then led them down the field for the win. He and Belichick would win one more Super Bowl together, becoming the all-time winningest Super Bowl franchise in history. This is why they are the #1 ranked NFL dynasty of all time. Who's your favorite team? Let me know in the comments down below.
Yes.
If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Bro, exactly. Oh my, yeah, like honestly, you guys gotta comment down below which dynasty is your favorite. Do you guys agree with this list? Is there any other dynasty that you would put in that you think is like better than the ones mentioned? Let me know in the comments down below, bro. Yeah, it's slow, like kind of hard. Like I don't know what to agree, but from what I saw, the stat-wise, bro, these dynasties looked insane. And bro, the Patriot stuff for 20 years, that's just something else. That's just something that you rarely see in sports. I'm really happy that I got to experience it, even if it was at the very, very, very end of it. I still got to experience to see at least Tom Brady in the NFL for like 1 year. With the Buccaneers. It's gonna be 2 years now actually, since he gonna play this year too, as well. But yeah, insane stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment what you want to see in the future. Leave a like down below to support me, and don't forget to subscribe to don't miss out on any more content, and I will catch you guys around in the next one.